I don't want to get into it, but I'll just say the word Zojja. Okay?
Yeah.
We know. Sometimes we throw them curveballs they didn't expect. Sometimes, as with the Marjorie and Kaz thing, we obviously sort of planted a thing that didn't necessarily pay off as quickly as we had hoped to, and people are like, what's going on with that? But mostly people don't go, well, screw you, I'm not playing your game anymore. They just go, wonder what's up with that, right?
Right.
And as Julia once said at the event at the Moore Theater, started much Iceberg Saga. She said, "We don't do anything by accident," and she's right in terms of narrative. Like if like every choice we make is deliberate. It's not always a thing we have complete control over. But we're aware of it. So if there's character, like for example, I don't want to get into it, but I'll just say the word Zojja. Okay.
Yeah.
We know.
Yeah. Okay.
We know.
You hear that, Guild Wars 2 community? Tom knows. Arena knows.
We know. We
All
know.
right.
Believe me, there's not a thought you can express about that situation that we ourselves have not said to each other many, many times. Okay.
All right.
It's a tough situation for lots of reasons, and we haven't figured out how to solve it yet. And when we do, Zojja.
Yeah.
And until then, it won't be good enough for you. And so we're not going to do it. That's the reality. Until fairly recently, we weren't ready to do good stuff with Marjorie and Kaz. And so we didn't, because we didn't want to half-ass it, because they deserve better and players who love them. We had space and time to deal with Braham, first and foremost. If there's one character, aside from Maureen, who has evolved the most over the last 2 seasons of Living World content, obviously it is Braham, and that was very intentional. He was the biggest problem child. He was the one people were like, I hate this character. Why is he even here? Boring. He's emo. And we were just like, we can't let that be the last word in that. Right.
Right.
So we spent, I'm sorry, I don't even know how many episodes, 6 episodes in season 4. And depending how you count all the stuff in season 5 in the Iceberg Saga, we spent a bunch of episodes, bringing Braham's arc to a place where he is now a fully realized, and he didn't even die like he thought he was going to, and we have to figure out what that means.
Right.
That is
right.
I love that, because I sort of, like, from the beginning, I was like, the great thing about this situation is it's that thing where you're sure you're going to die, and so you accept that, right? And you're like, I'm going to go on the kamikaze suicide mission. I'm going to do the thing. I'm going to help save the world. I will die in the process, but I'll be building my legend. It's worth it. This is
very
a worthy
Norn.
way for me to go. Absolutely, very Norn, exactly.
Yeah.
And it seemed like that was the best way. Finally, Braham could be the Norn that he always wanted. Wasn't sure how, right? And then you do that, and you don't die, even though 2 different prophecies seem to make it a lead pipe cinch that you had to.
Yeah.
Like, how exhilarating does that have to feel once you get sort of the whole lava wolf stuff out of your system? I mean, the possibilities for that are really huge, and I love them. And so that's really exciting. But that's, long story short with Braham is we have brought him to a place where now, like anything is possible. He has nothing but blue sky in front of him, and we get to see what that means.
Yeah,
right?
he's passed through his night. He's passed through the night.
Yes.
And it's the dawn for him.
He has. That's a good way of putting it. We are sort of mid-process that with Caithe. But certainly the evolution of what's happened with Aureen has, I think, focused Caithe and given her a sense of purpose.
Yeah.
That she didn't necessarily have before. It was wonderful sort of letting her and the commander play out this mom and dad thing with Aureen in season 4. And it was a funny thing, though, because, and I've told this story before, so this isn't news either, but it's a good story. The cinematic that you made reference to earlier, where Aureen basically asks Caithe to let her brand her.
Yeah.
And Caithe consents to that and is transformed in the way she is, and now fully can, psychologically, telepathically communicate with Aureen and be her voice because she can't speak. And we loved that moment. We loved the idea. We were like, Caithe is going to be the...
Yeah.
And then the very next episode, Arene comes back to life and goes, "We got to go get Krakatoric. Jump, get on our back, and you're off like a shot to follow Krakatoric into the mists.
Right.
And you can't take Caithe with you.
It's only a one-seater."
Right? And so, literally, for that reason, we went, "Oh, God. That whole voice of Arene, it's got to go. It's just got to go. Like, she can talk now when she comes to life again because she's got to be able to talk, or how else will you communicate with her when you're, which
Joko's
is really
magic
funny. But
and Joko's gift was the gift of gab. So, why? Yeah. Like, it makes sense to me.
The sense of humor hasn't quite manifested yet. I'd like to see it. And I'm sure Nika would love to see it.
I want to hear Arene tell a joke. That'd be a good moment.
I do. I mean, she does, though. She gets in a couple of witticisms, right, during Iceberg Saga, and a couple of times people even sort of call it out. Oh, look how funny, she's being. So yeah, I mean, that's been part of Arene maturing too. But
Yeah.
I love that fact simply because I love making it public, because it's good for people to understand that we're not magicians with the world at our fingertips, that we're doing all of this under very real constraints of time and money and person power, bandwidth, and what's possible technologically. And sometimes you have this grand plan, and then this awesome gameplay mechanic means you have to dispense with it almost immediately for the better experience that the player is going to have playing the game. And that's okay. But sometimes that's the way it rolls, right? And that's as good a nutshell describing what it's like doing narrative in video games as any I think I could come up with.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. A great idea overpowered by an even better idea. And how do you reconcile the two? And I gotta say,
the good thing was,
go ahead.
No, I was just saying the good thing was that at least it gave us a direction to go with Caithe that we have continued. So that was that part worked.
Yeah.
Great, yeah.